I want to start off the reflecting pool with a memory lane tweet. Okay, we're going to go back to our least favorite right-wing influencer, Eric Doherty. He said, update, liberal former Olympian David Hearn panics after facing 10 years in prison for vandalizing the Lincoln reflecting pool liner installed at the direction of President Trump. Hearn just pleaded not guilty, but U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro confirms there are mountains of evidence proving his guilt. This is what FAFO looks like. Do not let up. He needs the maximum punishment. Set an example. They wanted the maximum 10 years for his brutal violation of this reflecting pool. But you know what we found out today? Here's what we found out today.
David, another big story from the Justice Department tonight developing. What can you tell us?
This is a big one, Brett. Within the last 90 minutes, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. filed a motion to dismiss the case against a former Olympian, David Hearn, for allegedly vandalizing the reflecting pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial. The reason, the DOJ says in court papers, the evidence was not originally known to prosecutors, and it suggests the installation of the new coating was botched, and that led to the damage. The DOJ alleges the Interior Department did not give prosecutors documents in a timely manner and withheld important information, arguing they wouldn't have sought an indictment in the first place if the Department of Interior was more forthcoming.
And you're 100% sure that what happened with the liner was vandalism? You can prove it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely can. And as we drain it, and we've got all the photographs we can see. I mean, there's no possible way.
There are photographs of a person or people cutting a 300 or 350-foot gash in the bottom of the reflecting pool?
Dana, I'm not sure why you and others in the media think that you want to keep trying to question whether or not.
Earlier this summer, the reflecting pool, after undergoing a multi-million-dollar renovation, began showing signs of peeling paint. David Hearn maintains he's innocent. He was charged with vandalism. President Trump made many comments, Brett, about the vandalism at the time. Watch.
These people went in and cut it up, and they got caught. We'll see what happens with them, but they got caught. Oh. But they put a big gash, 350 feet long. Think of that, 350-foot gash along the side. It's very expensive material.
Dude, that sounds about the size of Melania's gash, doesn't it? The invisible gash, 350
Brett
feet.
Fox is told there is friction between the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Department of Interior over this. A judge still needs to sign off on a case dismissal, but DOJ admits prosecutors do not have a solid case to go forward here. Brett?
All right. David, thank you.
All right. But guys, this is so much bigger. This is so much bigger than you think, okay? Because on the one hand, it sounds like, oh, Trump is embarrassed. But no, guys, they lied. What happened with the DOJ is Jeanine Pirro and the DOJ said, the Interior withheld evidence. If we had known what they knew, we would have never brought these charges. So she's implying that the Interior somehow screwed them over and didn't give them necessary information. They're throwing the Department of Interior under the bus. But here's the problem, guys. The reality is Trump and Pirro and everybody knew there was no evidence. And so they went to a grand jury and they fucking lied because Trump wanted this guy prosecuted. Trump wanted the headline. He wanted this guy pulled in and put in jail. And so they lied to a fucking grand jury to get an indictment to please an angry president. And they indicted an innocent man on something he never did. And then she went on news stations and lied about having evidence. This is like a massive fucking scandal because Interior, if they show that we told them this before they went to the grand jury, Pirro's gonna fucking get disbarred. She's gonna lose her fucking law license, bro. she's going to be bounced. This is like a massive fucking scandal, guys. I mean, look at this shit.
A lot of people, when this first happened with the pool, didn't believe the president that there was vandalism. That's not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case at all. In fact, I was at the reflecting pool yesterday. There not only is a vandalism that is reflected in today's indictment, but there is a cutting of the liner of the pool at the base of the pool for several yards across the pool. And someone was intent on doing incredible damage to the pool. But what we've seen after are other people who want to do continuing damage. And when these anarchists come and we have witnesses, they're like, oh, he didn't do anything.
Witnesses.
Not only that, there are people working in the National Park Service who come here, they volunteer to work in D.C. and to get berated by these people as though they have the right to destroy a monument. No, you don't.
We saw a lot of this start around the BLM riots.
Yeah,
we never really...
Dude, they're bringing the BLM protests into us. But guys, so they were lying. It's one thing to lie on Fox. It's another thing to use the power of the federal government to present false evidence to a grand jury to indict an innocent man for a federal crime. This is crazy, guys. I'm telling you right now, they're looking for the proof that she knew. They're looking for, I would imagine Doug Burgum is probably trying to, there's like paper shredders right now in DC that you can hear. They're fucking shredding, but they're looking for the email because, guys, if we prove that she knew when she went to seek an indictment for a federal crime for a guy that she knew didn't do anything, that's gonna be fucking massive, bro. Dude, the burn bags, I hear the sound of a burn bag. Now, here's the other thing, though. You ready? There's an implication that Blanche knew about this. Let's not forget this illegal reflecting pool indictment was also overseen by Todd Blanche. He was a willing accomplice. Now, I think this has to sink Blanche's nomination. I mean, we knew Blanche shouldn't get nominated anyway, but let me just tell you, if you have Jeanine Pirro going in and lying to a grand jury to get a false indictment to appease Trump, what is his lawyer, his personal attorney, who he has attorney-client privilege with the president? There's no fucking way. That is Vladimir Putinville, because Blanche knew. Blanche is the head of the DOJ, dude. There's not a case like this. He is aware of this shit. Isn't that wild? Trump admin acknowledged damage to the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool in June 2026 was the result of flawed installation. They dismissed their criminal case against Hearn, right? Based on the initial reports provided by the Department of Interior, the U.S. Attorney's Office for District of Columbia presented the grand jury with evidence that damage to the pool was caused by vandals, including the defendant in this case. However, it was not until after the return of the indictment that the DOI provided additional documents. Dude, they're blaming the DOI. Oh shit. Brutal, dude. GG's. Dude, isn't that funny? This is what FAFO looks like, bro. Oh, these guys.
The vandalism is very real, despite what Tim Walz wants to say. It's an imaginary problem. No, it is not. It's a very real problem.
Reflecting pool is so beautiful. They tried to destroy it. They cut it up with a box knife and tried to destroy it.
The contractors who did the initial work with the reflecting pool, are they to blame for the current condition, or is it the vandals?
We had vandalism. No, vandals.
But it peeled off. Why did that happen? Do you know?
It didn't peel off. There was vandalism. There was box cutters. There have been 7 arrests. There was people literally trying to destroy part of a monument. The reflecting pool is not just a pool on the mall. It is part of the Lincoln Memorial. And if anybody says that they're going to go and vandalize that, it's no different than if someone was throwing paint
and you're
on Lincoln
100%
itself.
sure that what happened with the liner was vandalism. You can prove it.
Oh yeah, absolutely can. And as we drain it, we've got all the photographs we can see. I mean, there's no possible
You
way.
have photographs of a person or people cutting a 300 or 350 foot gash in the bottom of the reflecting pool?
Dana, I'm not sure why you and others in the media think that you want to keep trying to question whether or not
Yo, political punk here. I know, it's killing me. Seriously, guys, if you like what we do around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn those noties on. And I wouldn't be anywhere without the members. So if you want to hit the join button, we really appreciate that too. Thank you so much, guys. It's getting crazy out there, and I'm just really glad to not be going through this alone. All right? All right, keep your chin up. Let's go, boss. All right, fuck you. Bye-bye.